The following programming is EI, educational and informative.
Today on Mystery Hunters, we're meeting two of the angriest spirits on the planet.
And they don't just get mad, they get even.
The screaming skull is supposed to curse anyone who moves it from its resting place. Can I borrow your skull for the night?
Yeah, you can, but I'm going nowhere near it.
People who've tried said it lets out a blood-curdling shriek. Will it scream when I take it too?
And I'm going to Hawaii to search for the goddess Pele.
Inside a volcano. Could she really be living in red-hot lava?
She exists, and she touches people just like you.
I've seen what Pele can do when she gets angry.
But will she be happy to see me when I find a way into her home?
This definitely feels like a place where a fire goddess would hang out.
And Dave helps one of our viewers understand why he keeps hearing ghostly screams.
They're coming from inside the person's ear.
This is Mystery Hunters.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
This is Kilauea, the world's most active volcano.
It's here on the island of Hawaii.
But many Hawaiians believe there's more than just lava inside it.
They believe it's a haunted volcano. They're sure that a fire goddess called Pele lives inside.
And people have reported seeing her in the lava. The story says that if you don't show her respect, she gets angry. And according to legend, this is what happens when a fire goddess gets angry. There's a town underneath me, but you wouldn't know it. It's completely covered in lava.
15 years ago, a lava flow destroyed almost 200 homes here.
The town was completely wiped off the map. Does Pele really live in this volcano? And if she does she make it erupt when she's mad? That's what I'm here to find out.
Jeff Gear is a local storyteller. He's met lots of people who say they've seen Pele.
So, Jeff, have you ever seen Pele?
No, and I hope I never do.
Well, can you tell me some stories about her?
That I can do. One time I was at a senior center, this guy came walking up to me and he said, "Hey, I met Pele." He said when he was a little kid, 10 years old, his dad got him in the car. They drove up to the volcano. After the day up there, started heading down the hill. Sun went down, right? Well, he fell asleep in the back of the car.
Jeff says the boy woke up when his father offered a ride to an old lady. The lady had long white hair, and when she touched the boy's shoulder, her fingers burned his skin.
Started to drive away, right? When they did, he's watching the lady. Daddy, daddy, daddy! He looks in the rearview mirror, stops the car. The lady started to float in the sky. And where she was standing, it was smoking.
Do you think that if I look into the volcano that I'll see Pele?
I sure hope not. She exists, and she touches people just like you.
I'm gonna look into the volcano the best way I know how. From the air. Is Pele waiting for me down there?
That building down there may be home to one of the world's angriest ghosts. People here say it lives in a skull that screams. And it's not the only screaming skull out there. Reports of these raging spirits have come from all over England. They're the skulls of people who ask not to be moved after they die. According to legend, if the skulls are moved, they're supposed to scream and bring bad luck until they're returned. When you disturb a skeleton's rest, Will its spirits take revenge? This pub has been here for over 500 years. It's so creepy. It's almost like it's watching the people that are here. Excuse me? How long has that thing been up there for?
Hey, George. As far as I know, he's been up there a couple of 100 years.
It's supposed to be the skull of George Werewill, who was killed by execution.
Off with his head! Off with his head!
According to the story, he used to come in here drinking with his friends. And when he was executed, his friends brought his skull back into the pub and it's remained here ever since.
So what happens when you move the skull? Does it really scream?
Apparently it does, yes, but I've never heard it myself. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't want it coming after me.
Richard Felix dared to take the skull out of the pub. And apparently, George's spirit got angry. Can you tell me what happened after you moved the skull?
Yeah, I took it out of the pub, went through the door and outside. I was standing with the skull, and all of a sudden there was the biggest clap of thunder. And then I heard this almighty shriek.
What did it sound like?
It sounded quite inhuman, and it really was a blood-curdling yell or scream.
Why do you think the skull would want to scream like that?
Because it didn't want to be disturbed. It didn't want to be taken outside the pub.
Would you move it again?
Absolutely not. No way. And I'll be quite honest with you, I never want to hear it again.
There's only one way to find out what this supposed angry ghost can really do. I need to spend a night outside with its skull. Can I take George out for the night?
Oh, you'll have to ask Conrad, the owner. He's just over there. It's seriously nothing to do with me.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Conrad.
Hiya.
I'd like to do a little experiment. Can I borrow your skull for the night?
Yeah, you can. But I'm going nowhere near it. I'm not touching it.
Have you ever moved it?
I haven't, no. Anybody who touches it or treats it with any disrespect, a lot of bad luck can fall on them.
What happened?
I know a guy who touched it, moved it. His wife was run over by a car.
Would I be able to move it?
You can move it, yeah, but it's at your own risk. Like I say, I'm not going anywhere near it.
Am I about to witness what happens when you make a ghost angry on purpose?
What would you do if your house had a screaming ghost? How about get some advice from Colton DeYoung? He woke up to some serious ghostly screaming one night. Oh. Take a look on the Mystery Illustrator. Dear Doubting Dave, one night when my mom and dad were both out, I was in my bedroom, and all of a sudden, I heard a loud shriek down in the basement. I ran downstairs to see what it was, but when I got there, the basement was empty. Then my ears started ringing with a high-pitched squeal. Was it a ghost trying to scare me? Well, Colton, believe it or not, some people hear ghostly screams all the time. But those screams aren't actually coming from ghosts. They're coming from inside the person's ear. And they're caused by something called tinnitus. That's an ear problem that can make you hear ringing, whistling, or even ghostly screams that aren't there. You can get tinnitus lots of different ways. Like listening to loud music, or from a blow to the head, or even just from too much earwax. But don't worry, it's usually just temporary. So, Colton, it's more likely the scream you heard was caused by tinnitus, not a ghost. Oh, if it happens again, go see your doctor. He'll be able to tell you for sure. Ah.
We now return to to Mystery Hunters.
Could the Hawaiian goddess of fire really live in this volcano? People have actually seen her in the lava.
She exists, and she touches people just like you.
Locals say she covered an entire town with lava.
Does Pele really live in this volcano? And if she does she make it erupt when she's mad? That's what I'm here to find out. I'm flying over the volcano to try and spot her myself. Wow, look at that. This is definitely one active volcano. But is it really Pele sending out all that hot lava? Can we get any closer?
If she's down there, maybe I can catch her on film. This is what I got on my camera from my flight over the volcano.
No evidence of Pele.
But somebody did catch her on film.
Search Pele photograph.
Can you see a face in the lava? It looks like a woman's face, right in the hot lava.
I've got to talk to the guy who took this picture.
Brad Lewis photographs lava for a living. He's up here on the volcano all the time.
Do you think that that's Pele in this photograph?
Well, some people think that's Pele.
Have you ever seen Pele yourself when shooting up here?
I've seen many forms of Pele in the lava. One time in particular at an erupting vent, I'd run out of film and I was leaving, and I turned around and saw the most beautiful form of Pele, beautiful woman, long flowing hair. It was gorgeous.
Do you think that Pele lives in the volcano?
I guess I am a believer.
So do you think that if I saw Pele myself that I'd be a believer too?
I think you would, for sure.
If I'm going to find Pele, I'm going to have to find a way into the heart of the volcano.
This is a lava tube.
A lava tube is an underground pathway for lava. They can lead directly into a volcano.
If Pele lives inside Kilauea, this is the way into her home. I hope she doesn't mind visitors.
Do you think the ghostly face in this photo is a fire goddess? Meh. Maybe. But I just sent Araya a text message betting him a new lab coat that I could whip up a mini volcano and get a picture of a fire goddess there too. Oh. All right, let's do this. All you need for your volcano spirit kit is a few things you can find in any office. 2 bottles of clear glue, some newspaper, aluminum foil, red food coloring, brown spray paint, and a big lump of clay. Put everything down on a table with lots of space, and you have your ghostly fire goddess face. Okay, I can do better. First, lay down some newspaper. Then make your volcano by molding the clay into a mountain. Next, cut off a big sheet of tin foil and crumple it so it's bumpy. Then, lay it over your clay mountain. Finally, spray paint the foil brown so it looks more like the rocky surface of a volcano. No ghostly face yet. But Pele's face didn't appear in the rocks on Mount Kilauea. It appeared in the lava. To make your lava, empty the bottles of glue into a bowl. Then pour in the food coloring and mix it all together. And now it's time to catch a ghostly face on film. Have a friend pour your lava down the side of the volcano and start snapping photos. The lava will flow over and around the bumps, just like on a real volcano. And if you keep taking pictures, there's a good chance you'll get at least one photo where some bumps and shadows in the lava look at least a little like a face. Just like when people see faces in things like clouds and toast. Bingo! Is this an ancient glue goddess? Araya? Send. Obviously, the ghostly face in my photo is a coincidence. But could the face in Brad Lewis's photo just be a coincidence, too? Oh, must be my new lab coat. Sweet victory. Yay! Oh. Next time I have to be more specific.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
Is this pub home to one of the world's angriest ghosts?
Off with his head! Off with his head!
People say that when you remove this skull from its final resting place, it screams. Removing the skull awake its vengeful spirit. Yet. Maybe I have to take him a bit further away from his home. I'm setting up this camera so we'll record all night, just in case George wakes up. Who's that? Something's out there. Can't be George. It's coming from out there. Okay, you guys stay here and watch George. I'll be back. Who's that? I heard something. Where'd it go? It's so quiet all of a sudden. I think I scared it away.
Did you find anything?
Nothing, but there was definitely something out there. I scared it away when I got too close. Anything happen with George?
Nothing so far.
I guess we should get some rest. I just hope whatever's out there doesn't come back. Good night, George. Nothing. I don't think that skull's gonna scream. At least not from me. But what about those noises I heard coming from the woods last night? What's that? When Richard dared to take the old skull from the pub, he heard thunder, and then a shriek. Richard Felix did say the sound he heard from the skull wasn't human. Is it possible that it was an animal? Record sound. Find match. That's crazy. It's the scream of a baby fox. I never knew a fox could sound like that. Definitely be what Richard heard.
Inhuman. And it really was a blood-curdling yell or scream.
Well, this could explain the screams, but what if luck? Guess George isn't that angry at us. At least not yet. Let's take him back inside. Thanks for letting me take George out for the night. So did anything unlucky happen to either of you?
No, nothing bad. But then the bad things don't always happen straight away.
Would this change your mind about touching it?
No way.
No way, no.
George may not have screamed at me, but as long as he keeps his angry reputation, I guess he's still gonna scare people. Bye, George. Hope you rest in peace.
Does the angry goddess Pele live in the fires of Mount Kilauea? People have seen her face in the red-hot lava, and legend has it, if you don't show her respect, she gets very angry. I'm going to the volcano to try and see her myself.
If Pele lives inside Kilauea, this is the way into her home. I hope she doesn't mind visitors. This definitely feels like a place where a fire goddess would hang out. It was once a lava superhighway.
The walls have cooled. I wonder if Pele's face ever appears in cold lava.
Just bumps and cracks. Looks like Pele isn't in here either. I haven't been able to spot Pele from on top of the volcano or inside it. But I do know one thing.
Volcanoes erupt all the time in other places. They destroy forests, sink islands, and bury towns.
And Pele isn't in any of those.
Jim Kawakawa is a volcanologist. He studies Kilauea and knows what's making it erupt.
Why is this volcano erupting?
Well, all these volcanoes are sort of come out of the same place, which we feel is a hot spot.
The island of Hawaii sits on a hot spot in the Pacific Ocean. The lava rises up through the ocean floor and comes out of the volcano. That's what has actually built the Hawaiian Islands. They're all huge volcanoes.
So Pele isn't causing the eruptions?
Scientifically, no. This is just lava coming up through the crust, but many people believe in Pele.
So what caused the lava to destroy Kalapana?
Well, the Kilauea has been erupting for over the last 20 years, and lava flows downhill.
In 1990, the town of Kilapana just happened to be in the way of a fiery wave of lava. Almost as high as a school bus in some places. It buried everything in its path.
I didn't spot Pele in the lava, but that doesn't prove she isn't here.
Even Hawaiians who have never seen Pele still feel her presence in the volcano. And it's a sacred place for them.
But this active volcano, like any other volcano in the world, can erupt quickly and violently. Without any help from a goddess.
Hey, Araya, what's wrong?
My laptop just went dead.
Huh. I wonder if it has anything to do with this.
Are you crazy? You brought that all the way back from England?
Yeah, I decided to take him a little further from home to see if anything would happen. You're not scared of him, are you?
Scared of him? No. But, you know, if my laptop starts working again as soon as I take it to another room, then I'll be officially freaked out. I'll get back to you.
Hey, Christina, did he buy it?
He just ran to another room to see if his computer is cursed.
Awesome. Remember, things aren't always what they seem. High five.